Alrighty, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to Powered by Primus. And in today's video, we're going to start it off with just something a little different. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was 500 subs. This channel has really blown up. I absolutely love it. A huge thank you to all of you guys as our supporters and our viewers. Honestly, huge thank you. I will say though, at the filming of this video, we're at 497. So if you're watching this and you're not one of those subs, get in on that last 3 that we need to get to that 500 mark. Join Team Primus here, and we have such a great community. Behind me are some of the rewards that I'm going to be showing for the Heroes Rise tournament. So let's get into those, and then we'll jump into some gameplay. Alright, so a lot of people have been asking to see some of the rewards for the Hero Rise tournament coming up. These were donated to me to give at the tournament by Kevin Alexander. Super awesome. This is alternate art for the Escalation line from IDW. This thing has some amazing freaking art. Like, I so badly was like, I'm just gonna keep these, but no, I'm just kidding. We're definitely gonna be giving these away. I'm probably gonna be doing these as a raffle at the event. A lot of people were talking about how they want something similar to this, so I think a raffle is probably just gonna be the best thing to do, to where it is just, I would say, even for everybody. The next thing donated to us by Kevin Horn here is going to be an ornament. It is Starscream. It is a Christmas tree ornament. This thing is super badass. I'm not gonna lie, like, absolutely loving it. I don't know if I'd put it on my Christmas tree. I'd probably be putting it on a mantle or something. That thing is just super cool. Absolutely love it. And then finally, you guys have been asking to see the custom art for the playmats. Now, I'm not going to show you guys any of the finished ones. I'm going to leave those as a surprise for everybody for launch day at the tournament. But this is one that I've been working on. Just get this all inked up, so we're going to do some really cool things here. I'm going to be doing some really nice color on it like I did on some of the other ones. So I have to add the insignia on his shoulder, but it came out super nice as far as the inking goes. And then I obviously have 4 total. This is just one of them. I have 2 Autobot, 2 Decepticon, and I won't tell you guys what's on the other ones as far as character goes, because I don't want it to be a surprise. So those are the rewards. I'm obviously going to have a trophy. I'm not going to show you guys that. Again, I want to keep that as a surprise. And then we're going to have cash prizes as well. Everyone loves cash prizes. So
alrighty, now getting into today's gameplay, I did take my heavy orange Constructicon list to our Saturday event, and it turns out it's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. Now, I did get to the finals. I don't want to tell you guys how it goes because I'm going to be showing you guys that gameplay later on, and it was an awesome game. Now, this match was a really fun match, and it's actually one that I was very excited to play up against. This is a deck that has been going a lot around, at least in my area, and I've seen it a bunch online as well, so I really wanted to test against this deck, and I got my perfect chance to here. So I'm going to be talking to you guys through some of the stuff as we get through our gameplay. However, I'm not going to go super in-depth because I'm actually working on another episode to give you guys where I go really in-depth with a lot of my plays, and I really try to show you guys some awesome examples of why I do some of the things I do. Now, I do apologize for the glare in this one. The table that we did have reserved this week for us had a lot of glare on my side. The one thing for you to know is that I only have Scrapper that really matters in the bottom right, and making sure that you flip over to him so you can get those height counters. So that's really about it. Everyone else hits for either 2 or 3 damage, so it's not a huge difference. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy this gameplay. Let's get into it. Now, the one thing here that I am contemplating is I know that my opponent is going to deal an insane amount of damage with Grimlock, who, by the way, can trample over and then also deal more damage to another character. Now, my thought process here is that I have the ability to locate that extra damage. Now, all of these guys are super dead in this matchup. There's no way that usually one will survive after an attack. So my goal here is to try to mitigate how much damage I possibly can. Now, one option is throw out a big character that's got 7 health, but what I end up going with is throwing out Bone Crusher, who only has 4 health. Now, I do want him to go into this character and trample over, because he's only dealing 4 damage to this character, and then I have another character, I believe is Mixmaster in the bottom left, who also has 4 health, so I'm only going to be able to KO my 2 littlest dudes, which is going to save a lot of health, either if I get to that point when it comes to Devastator, or just being able to keep some of my bigger health characters around for future turns.
I just don't think we're going to get to the combining step of this game. Let us get rid
I know what I'm doing.
builders. Yep. Get a counter. Yep. All right, into Grimlock. All right, for 5.
2, 3. So, 2.
Now you guys did see me chuck the Builder's Tools there, and it's because in this matchup I'm probably not going to get to Devastator, and I don't want to rely on those height counters to be able to do anything. Now you guys can see here he's about to do a massive hit onto my characters, which like I said I was anticipating. There's really no way around it. So it looks like Grimlock is getting in here for 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So again, the benefit is definitely my character is dead. That only KOs that guy for 4 and then KOs my other guy for 4. But like I was saying, I don't think that I'm going to get to the point where being able to get Devastator out is going to make a huge difference. It's really going to be an attrition race because I am 6 wide to try to really take advantage of the 6 wide and try to overrun my opponent via attacks through my little dudes.
All right, let's transform Bone Crusher. Let's ramming speed the erratic lightning.
Seems fine.
That's erratic lightning on our scavenger. We're gonna go into Grim.
Now I want to explain this turn a little bit to you guys because it actually makes a huge difference. Now I know that my opponent is probably running ready for actions, which allows them to untap a character, which is why I blew up the erratic lightning on thrust, is that I was afraid that he was going to untap thrust off of the ability and then get a huge Arcee hit. The next thing that I did there was I went into Grimlock, and as you guys can see there's the ready for action that I was definitely afraid of. But what I'll tell you guys is really understanding your threat. Now I'm going to go far more in depth with this when I do my next episode, but very specifically it's understanding who you have to kill in a matchup and what you really have to play around. Now I was definitely playing around the ready for action, which was a great call, really worked out on my part, but also I'm really evaluating Grimlock as that threat. If I can get him off the table, I have a really good chance of winning this game.
Grimlock into Scavenger for 8 so far? Yep, 8. 9 and 9.
So 6. And let's carry over 3. Let's go over to Long Haul.
So my debate right here is going after the batons that I did show. It does give +1 attack and then it does break a weapon, and what I'm looking at right here is possibly going to break that mounted missiles. But I end up going with not doing it. The backup plan is really good just to be able to get a new hand after I wear down, but what I'm really banking on is the fact that I'm going to be able to KO Grimlock here, and then I won't have to worry about the weapon because once he gets KO'd, that weapon will go away anyway.
That's a ballsy move. Transform? Yep.
Okay.
Power punch? Yep.
That is a ballsy move.
Yeah. Backup plan? Yep. 1, 2. Yep. All right. Long haul into Grim. Okay. 1, 2. White. 1, 2, 3. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Okay. 8, 7, 7. It's dead. Alright. Let's do this Arcee. Draw. Yeah, we're gonna press the advantage Arcee on the long haul.
Sounds good.
I don't mind it.
And then we're going to flip. No, we're not going to flip. Not going to flip. We're going to keep Arcee and we're going to attack into long haul.
Okay. He did. 3, here's 3.
5.
6.
You're helping me, is what you're doing. By putting more cards into your hand, you're helping me.
All right. Can Hook and Scrapper carry the day?
No, it's worth a shot, man.
Oh, absolutely. Always.
Hey, no.
Doubt we're ever gonna get there, but
You gotta keep working.
I got 2, and then you get to go. All right, we're
Really trying to kill this.
right. Got to 10 is the hard part. All right, we're gonna start there.
So the one thing that you guys did see there is I was about to play an upgrade before treasure hunting, which would have put myself into a bad spot. You always want to try to make sure that you dig and see as many cards before you end up going with playing an upgrade, especially in that situation, just in case there's something that you happen to draw better that would maybe change your plan. You weren't kind of stuck not being able to go with that new card because you already played one. So there's just one specific scenario there, and it's something that I've made a mistake a ton of times about. I'm just really happy that I did happen to register it before this. I think I ended up going with the same upgrade that I was going to go with before, but it definitely is always better to see more cards before playing a card if you can.
Against your deck feels really nice.
You know, the crazy part is that it's not. If I'd have one more turn to transform,
Yeah. Yeah, then you're just throwing an enormous amount of orange pips at me, yeah.
because I already transformed this turn. All right, well, we have to at least take out Arcee, so let's start there.
Yep. Erratic Lightning on Scrapper.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna send into
6.
Arcee. 1, 2, so we got 7.
7. So 6.
Why do you want to play Arcee?
To make a difference, but we're gonna swap a Bashing Shield for Enigma. Hook into Arcee.
2.
Whenever I attack, I can pay 8.
And okay. Untap. Draw a grenade launcher on Arcee.
Yep.
And then I'm going to work overtime.
Sounds good.
2, 3. And then I'm going to attack Arcee into Scrapper. 5. Scrap the grenade launcher. So 5.
Miss! Uh-oh. 6. No! 7. Perfect. Good job.
That got real close there.
Yeah, no, like I said, I had a way out, but just one turn behind. I really needed Arcee dead. That was my other route.
Forcefield.
Yep. Work overtime, draw 1.
Yep.
Alright, we'll go hook into Arcee.
Yep. 3.
3.
2. 1. And I'm just going to get 2.
It's not a land. Damn it.
Great.
Everyone know too.
No. Wait, no. I'm gonna flip him into bot mode. Flip him into bot mode. And then we're going to go against Mr.
Oh yeah.
Scrapper. Yeah.
Everyone know one.
For 8.
8. Wow. 7, 6. Oh, my 1.
Now I'd love to tell you how clutch that was, but that was absolutely super clutch. I only run 3 blues in the deck, happening to flip one of them there, which was super nice, allowing Scrapper to live. It's going to be super huge for me to be able to have another attack, which is really important. If he would have KO'd him there, it probably wouldn't have been nearly as bad still, but really making sure that I flip him to try to get those high counters. Again, who knows if I'm ever going to get to Devastator in this list, but I do run heavy landing, which does do 3 if I have 6 or more. So that's really my goal, is to hit 6 so I can make sure I get that extra 3 damage if need be.
I've anticipated the tramples. So, alright. So we're gonna attack. I'm gonna chuck Builder's Tool. We're gonna go into Grim for 7, 8, 9, 10.
To an 8.
Turns out when you can flip the 0 pips, it's good.
Here go. Trample me away.
I'm gonna ready for action Grimlock. And 4. I'm gonna grenade launcher Grimlock and swing 10 into pressure.
Yup.
So 10, 11, 12, 13.
Cool. So 13. He is out. I'll put us there. He is out.
Now the one thing that was super nice for me there is that yes, he did get the trample again. I always play around cards that are going to absolutely destroy me, and that was one of them. But Scrapper having 6 on him was really nice in that scenario. I still got to flip him, which allowed me to get that high counter early on, but also he KO'd the character that only had 4 health again. Always throw those characters out in those situations. Be smart about how much health that your characters do have, because it is a resource. And then obviously there was a bunch of damage left over, and I put it onto Scrapper since he only had 1 left and doesn't need to survive after that point.
Grim for 6, 7, 8.
So mitigate 3 off of 8 is 5, and that's 13. Yeah.
Here go. My Scrapper lit in there, turn 1 was big.
Yes. Very, very big.
I have 3 blues in the deck and I flipped 1, so I was like, hey, cool.
Alright, so that's 5. 5 with 1. Alright.
5 damage.
Yep.
Strip mining me.
Flip Arcee.
This deck is still
And then mounted missiles.
There's 3 of it.
Arcee. We'll supercharge Arcee.
Sounds good.
Swinging to Mixmaster.
See ya.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Howdy.
And I am going to swap Testify for Press Advantage.
Sounds good.
Ooh, forcefield.
Alrighty. My choices here. Arcee for 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.
Okay, 8. With 7. Draw.
Yep.
He's taking 10.
Okay, I'm going to flip thrust, and then I'm going to press the advantage with Arcee and Hook.
Sure.
Yeah. Wait, no, Hook has no defense. Yeah, I still. Alright, we're going to attack into Hook with thrust, and 2, 3, 5, 7, 6, and 7.
That was ballsy. I was like, why was he giving the press to...
Well, I can't give the bonuses on the Autobots.
Right. Okay, so 1 blue?
Well, so it still gets...
Alright, so here we have a conversation really quick about Press the Advantage and the way that it works, so I want to let you guys know just up front. Press the Advantage works and lowers the base armor of the character. It does not count flips. So if your character has 0, then it stays at 0 because the card says it cannot go below 0, which would then affect your flips. So, but because he did go into my character who already had 0 armor, it didn't affect me, and the 1 blue again flipping there allowed my character to survive for a turn. Really, really coming in clutch. But
It's all right, no worries. So we get to straighten. So we've got to at least kill Arcee. So we got to do at least 3 and then you get to go.
Now here's one thing that I'm doing is doing math. It's actually kind of a basic thought process that you have to go through this step, but with the constructicons and bugs, although it may really seem easiest to turn your character sideways and just try to smash your opponent's face, sometimes doing math is just far more important. Now here I evaluate that the force field is a way better card than trying to play a weapon, because I'm hoping that with my flips, adding up would be enough to defend, or I'm sorry, would be able to enough to kill his character even after flipping for defense. Now, luckily for me, the math did work out really well in my favor, and I did happen to get that. But sometimes playing that extra upgrade to ensure a kill is sometimes just really not that necessary. Where here going with the force field for me is way better, because even if my opponent has some type of untap effect or whatever else the case may be, he's going to have to spend 3 more attacks into my characters, and I'm going to be able to send 3 attacks into his one character. Based on the numbers and what we're looking at here, this race is pretty much in the bag on my side.
Supercharged thrust and attack in the long haul. Sounds good. 1, 2, 3.
Come on, blue.
2 more.
I've already got it twice this game. I can't ask for any more.
That was super clutch.
Super. Like I said, the sapphires, I wanted you to kill Hook that turn.
And then 1, 2, and 3. So 6.
Wow. Living with 1, man. All right. Well, I'm gonna take 5 there.
Yep.
Don't think we'll be doing it, but
Let's go to the last game.
all right. So I am going first. Stated. All right. We start basic. Grimlock. Scrap that.
Are you flipping? Oh yeah, yep.
I'm cheating. That's all.
Yeah, 3. So you had 5. 5. Yep, I take 2.
You're going.
Have to.
Flip trim.
How's your game feel?
Well.
2-0?
Grenade launcher on thrust. Yup. And swing, bring tap thrust. Into bone crusher. So,
Is that like 27?
we're at 7 plus 6 is 13. 13, 14.
So super dead.
Yeah, 14 total.
Yep, so out, counter, out, counter, and I'll swap an enigma for batons.
And that's the line. I'm not going to get the rest of it.
Alright, drop. Man, I don't know what's in your hand. And that is scary.
Now, I haven't made any mentions about it thus far, but when you do flip long haul, he does have bold 1 in that mode, which is really relevant. You have seen me flip him a few times. I do go with the batons there to get rid of the grenade launcher, and again, that is because I'm afraid of him having a ready for action, untapping that thrust, and being able to give Arcee a crazy amount of pierce damage, definitely KOing a character. So it's definitely better to play safe in this scenario. I know that, especially after last game, that I win based on attrition, so it's really about just trying to plug as much damage as I can into Grimlock and try to survive as much as I can from Arcee.
It's such an uphill fight. Especially turn 2. Yep.
Brainstorm.
Yep.
Then I'm going to press the advantage on Arcee and Longhaul, and then I'm going to ramming speed, just in case.
Bye, Longhaul.
Yeah. So
you
we're
have
at
3 base?
Yep, 3 base.
Gotta flip 3. Oh, that helps. Oh. Alright, so you're doing what, 5?
So 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Alright, taking 4. You are stressing me out with this match. Treasure hunt. 1.
Back off a little
2. No, him.
I know, but I'm hovering, so.
It's so much damage. Alright, sorry.
It's okay.
I don't want to make my alliance mad.
Alright. Here's 1 won't get there, top 1 won't get there, so Mix Master will flip you. Alright, he's at 7, so we gotta do 5, 6, 7 to
Now again, me doing my math here, the one thing that I always want to caution you guys when it comes to attacking is don't just look at how much health the character has left, always take into account their base armor, because that is still damage that you have to get through. So even if, let's say, your opponent's character has 5 health left, but they have 1 base damage, then always do your math based on 6 in that scenario. And then if your opponent does happen to have some blues in the deck, if you can, try to add that math as well. Go, okay, my opponent can possibly, flip 1 or 2, so let me try to hit for 7, to make sure that you are going for those KOs, which is why I did go with the erratic lightning here, is to make sure that I do enough to damage with the base armor and possibly flipping a blue, which he did indeed fact flip a blue there. So it is just always really good to try to do that math. Now it didn't matter, the Grim did get to survive the turn, which is fine. I'll just throw another character into him, but again, had my opponent or me not try to do that math for it, it may have been in a way better situation for him, and maybe I would have had to use 3 different attacks into the character, which would have been really bad on my part.
Nope. Bye-bye, Grim.
hook into Arcee. 6, 3, 4, 5. Sorry,
5. 4. Okay. Untap. I'm gonna work overtime.
That's good. 3.
Have to hit one of the
It's not as heavy as I thought.
So that was really lucky.
All right.
I think this is a rough matchup for what I wanted to do is flip Skyward Blade and hold it. So everyone's for the fitness cards, but
I'm going to erratic lightning on Arcee.
Seems good.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. And then I am going to attack with Arcee into. So we're at 4 pierce. 5, 6, 5. I want the bashing shield for testify. Seems good. It's getting real close here.
Flip that. Yeah, it is.
until then, I'm attacking for 2. Crucible for He's at 3 now.
Now, it seems like a weird thing here, but this was actually a very important turn. You guys did see me play the power punch on my scavenger in the far side, and I looked in my scrap pile, and the thing that I was looking for was counting my double oranges. Now, this is a very important thing when it comes to attacking if you are running a heavy orange list, is not wasting supercharges, power punches, and things like that. I did see how many were in my scrap, which was far too many for me to attack with the character that turn. So what I'm really hoping is that between him attacking and then me drawing and then attacking with my next character, I'll hopefully get to reshuffle, which is going to maximize the chances of me being able to flip those double oranges. So that is a very common thing to mess up, but I'm really trying to maximize my damage here because especially with this deck where your characters do so little, every piece of damage makes a huge difference.
Super dead. Swap for the enigma. Flip. And then I get 2 attacks here. Alright, into thrust. So we got 17 so far. Flip and flip. So we got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So 8.
One with Arcee for summon.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, white. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That does it.
Sweet.
Dude, you got it there. Holy.
So I did end up taking it in game 3, which was super awesome. We talked here for just a second about if he would have possibly left thrust in his other mode, which did have more armor. I don't think that it would have made a huge difference. I had enough damage in my hand, and even if he would have survived me attacking that turn, he would have only been able to attack into one other character, and I still would have had another attack into him. So I think no matter what, the game was definitely mine in game 3. And like I was talking about earlier, it's really about just evaluating your threats and trying to figure out how to navigate through that as best as possible. The other thing about it is that for this matchup, I thought that I was definitely the big underdog, but after going through the games, I definitely think that if the advantage had to go one way or the other, it was probably with me in the fact that it's just a 6 wide. And it's really beneficial because when Grimlock goes to do his huge hit, he takes out 2 little guys versus dealing 17 damage to a big guy and taking out one of my key characters and just utterly destroying me. So that's one thing that I've really valued about these constructicons, is the fact that they are very expendable. Now, it's the same reason why I haven't gone with a blue list at all. It's because I feel like most of the time that they die, and it really comes down to a race. The last part about it is that I use the Enigma as kind of a need to at certain stages if I need to do huge damage, because this deck can put out between 15 to 25 damage once you do get to Devastator. So it is really powerful once you get to that stage, and it's kind of a plan B, a lot like the Sentinel list. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy this gameplay. If you did, a like would be greatly appreciated. And if you guys are not subbed, then please sub to the channel. We would love to absolutely have you. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.